down, smoking high, I am not round. I'm not round, no denying what I got now. I got now, keep an eye out, keep it locked down, locked down.
Good day, good day. So today we're on the bike, the 535. So all I'm going to be doing in this vid is I'm going to take the rest of the wire loom off. I want to get all that off. Then the next thing is to drop the exhaust off as well. Then after that it'll be taking the engine off. Dropping the engine off, getting it on the bench, ready to be stripped. I have brought a few things to go on the bike. I'll switch around, show you what I've got. Yeah, so first things first, I brought this ammo box. It's a 7.62mm ammo box. So that's it there. That'll be either, it's all lockable, waterproof. So yeah, that'll be either going on the back of the bike or on the side. If it goes on the side, I will be buying another one to match the other side as well. If I have it on the side, all my electrics, everything will be going inside this. My CDI unit, so on, will be all going in here, plus the battery. So all that will be fitted in one of these on the side. Now I'll just drill a hole in it just to bring the wiring loom out while the wire's out to go to wherever they go on the bike. But if it goes on the back, then all what will be running through it is the rear light. So yeah, I've brought this off the old flea bay, pretty cheap. I have brought this with the bracket as well so I can put my number plate on, but I'm like that to go with this. So if it does go on the back, say that's on the back of the bike, I will bolt the light up just underneath like that. So this will bolt inside, well, up to the bottom of this, and the plate will come off the bottom of that. Then I brought some number plate LEDs as well, just to shine up the number plate. So I brought them. With that backlight is, I'm actually thinking of the old Land Rovers. You know, the cat eyes, the rear cat eyes. I'm thinking of getting one of them for the back, but I'm unsure if they're going to be bright enough to pass, well, the UK MOT. They're about 35 quid each, and if I do go that way, I'm going to want two of them, so I can mount either side of the box on the back. But then I've got to try and work out is the brake light as well. Am I going to be able to change the bulb in them so it does the rear light and brake light all in one unit? So yeah, that's something I've got to think about. Also, I brought myself a rear fender. Not bad, 30 quid off eBay. It's metal. So yeah, that's got to be put on as well. Also, what I brought, I'll just take these out of the bag. Oh man, it's cold today, very cold. I think it's -2 at the moment here in Doncaster. Absolute freezing. I brought two of these. These are aluminium filling necks. These, so I can alley weld these straight on to my fire extinguishers so I can get the fuel in them. Yeah, so I brought two of them. Also, what I brought, is two of these, two 10mm. Yeah, so the 10mm, the fuel taps, these are going to go in each fire extinguisher. Then the fuel line will come off this into a T-junction, so both will join in, one pipe going down to the carburetor. So yeah, brought two of them 10mm. Don't know if they're going to be big enough or so on, but we'll soon find out, I guess. So yeah, so I can firstly start doing the tanks as well. All I'm doing is going along, collecting bits as I go. Probably end up changing my mind, but hey-oh, if I don't use them, I've got them. Just in case I ever need them in the future. But yeah, so let's switch around to the bike and let's get this wire loom ripped off. So, where am I? So I've got all the wire loom from the back of the bike all off. It's all down to the front now, so all this section of the bike needs to be done. So here's my throttle cable. That can disappear, as I'm not needing that. Try and make it disappear anyway. Come on, get out of the way. There's that. Right, I need to take this cover off here, as I do not want this on the bike anymore. Plan is to have it as naked as possible. So there's actually 3 screws on this. And the plug comes off. Now it brings all this crap here. That's my relay just to calm down my flashes. So yeah, I disconnect all this here, take this cover off, then move the wires further front, then disconnect everything from the front then. So yeah, still disconnect it from here. Spiders, man. Disconnect it all from here. Take my CDI unit off, take all this off, then unbolt this. So yeah, let's get this done. That's the cover off. What I've done, I've left all these connected for now. So you can see all the wire looms here. That's all from the rear. Get off. That's all from the rear. These are all connected here. So all I'm doing now is taking the horn off. There is a 10mm bolt just there. In there are your coils and all this wire here. This is for all the front of your bike. So all I'm doing is just taking all the tape off, then unbolt the horn, take the horn off out of the way. The horn is 2 black wires. Will just come out of the wire loom. That's all it is, 2 black wires. So yeah, so I'll carry on taking all this tape off so I can see all the connectors. Then I can document what connectors are going where. Then hopefully I can disconnect it from here and just pull it straight through here and leave all this connected. Saves me messing around then working out what goes what and where, whatever. You know what I mean. So yeah, I'll carry on with this. I'm going to drop that horn off, then I'll be back. As you can see, it's absolute rat nest. Right, so first one is I'm going to disconnect. Goes up into my front light. It's a white connector. It's got blue, brown, yellow, green. Oh, it's got a really dark brown, a light brown, green, yellow, blue, black. And that connects white into black connector, and that's got blue, green, yellow, brown, a dark brown and a black wire. So I'll disconnect them. That's one disconnected. Next I'm going to disconnect my indicators for the right side. So what I'm looking for is the double brown, light brown, and that goes to my light brown wire from the indicator. Yellow and green wire goes to the yellow and green wire. So I'll disconnect them. And my LED ones is the red and black. my right side, the red wire goes to the green wire with little white little squares on the wire. So disconnect that. And the black wire goes to my double earth. A big fat black earth wire there. And you'll find it as well is your left hand indicator as well. The earth from the left indicator goes to the same block. It's a double block on one big black wire right there. So disconnect both earths from there. Try it anyway. And for my left indicator, my red wire goes to a brown wire, a dark brown wire. My indicator's got red and black because I fitted aftermarket LEDs. This mainly just so when it comes to me refitting, I know what wires are going where. I have to just look back on this video and see. So that's my left indicator disconnected, and that is my right indicator. It's just absolute nest in here. Right, what else have I disconnect? Here's got this green wire here, and that is for my clutch switch. That's for the green one here, green connector here, and that's got yellow and black and blue, blue and yellow and black and yellow wire. And what's coming from my switch is two black wires. So that's that one disconnected. Right, what else have I got to disconnect from here? I disconnect any from here? Right, where are you going? Right, also from it, headlight. Yes. Got to do some more untaping. I'll be back when I get this black tape off. Lined up. No. Right, this side. For my left switches, my on, my lights, indicators, so on, all the switches. So you find your big loom what comes down from your switches. Right, because I've got aftermarket ones on, my colours may vary to yours. But from the wire loom is right. My orange wire is, I've got a little loom what comes off from my big loom. In that little loom I've got dark brown, a light brown with a white line through, a yellow wire with a red line through, and a green wire. So my dark brown wire goes to my orange wire, so I could disconnect that one. My yellow wire with a red line and the brown wire with the white line go together into my grey wire, what goes to my switch, so I can disconnect that one. My green wire goes to my light blue wire, so I can disconnect that one. That's that one disconnected there. Alright, for this one is right. I think it's that one. Am I right? Am I right or am I wrong? Yeah, something like that. So this black wire here, that goes to my turquoise wire, or my light blue wire. Where is it? My turquoise wire right there. That goes to that one. My solid yellow wire, what is coming from, where are you coming from, my friend? My headlight. A solid yellow light wire was coming from my headlight, goes to my white wire. Come on, disconnect. I'll tell you something, buy decent connectors, because these ones are shit. My dark blue wire goes to the green wire, what's going up to my headlight. Then I have the black wire from my headlight, that goes to my main single earth wire with a double connector, and in that double connector I have a green wire. It's like a dark turquoise wire, that goes to earth as well. So I disconnect both of them from there. Right, from the wiring loom I have a blue wire with a black stripe going through, and that goes to my blue and white wire, goes up to my switches. Come on. Right, so that's all my switches and everything all disconnected. So the next thing is try and thread it all through my bike. Let's get on with that. So, like I say, is when you're doing this, because I've already put aftermarket switches and so on, my colours are different. But if you go back to one of the first videos when I first started this, turn it into the battle rat, it had all the proper colours and I show you what proper colours went where. This is mainly just a video for me to look back on when I'm redoing all this wiring, what wires go to what, because I'm looking at getting new wire and we're doing my own wiring loom because I want it running different and when I want different lengths and so on. Like I say, when you're doing wiring on a bike, is you can label each wire up, what goes to where, but if you're not going to do it for a couple of weeks or so on, that label can get damp, it could fall off while you're rewiring, then you're fucked. It's down to looking at them stupid wire diagrams and trying to work out what goes where and what's for what. So I always find it best to video it. Normally I want to just put this video out of doing this, I would have just filmed it and just left it either on my phone or on the computer, just for future reference for when I'm putting it all back together. But I just thought I'll put it up on YouTube so people can see how I do things. So like I say, it's best to always video it or take pictures. I like to video it and just say white wire goes here. At least then I'm looking at, I can see it on the video where that wire is coming from. But if you take a picture, if you miss where that wire is coming from, which loom it's coming from, you can have 5-6 blacks coming from all different looms. What a black wire go from one loom across, and then the blue wire come from a different loom across and connect to a single block. And like I say, it's best to always video and talk where the wire is coming from. At least then when you look back, you know where them wires are coming from. When you're rewiring it back up, if you put a new wire loom in and all that, you know. So yeah, next thing I'm going to be doing is bringing all this wire loom through the top of the engine, taking the coils out, just give me some more room, ready to drop this engine. So I thought I'd best show you this. When it comes to coils, doing your coils, right, your yellow block here goes to your yellow block, that's to your left side. When you're starting your bike, that goes to your left side, the left coil. the colour of the wires are red and white, and that connects to, when you sat on the bike, the right side of your left coil. Then you got an orange wire which sits to the left of your left coil. So that's that one. So I can disconnect that one. I can either plug them off my coil, or I can just undo this block, leave this wire on. But what I'm going to do is I'll disconnect it from here if it will unplug. There we go. That's that. I'll make sure you stay on there like that. Right, your right coil when you sat on your bike. So it's a white block here, and the wires here are grey wire. Is when you sat on your bike, your grey wire goes to the top of your coil. Is like to the right side of your right coil, and the white stripe goes to your left of your right coil, if you get me. And the block is grey, red and white as well. So I'll disconnect that. So that's all my wiring looms disconnected from the front. Next thing to do is just feed it all through here. But there again, I think it might be best if I drop my coils out first, then I'll just be able to pull it through. So to take my coils out, it's a bolt either side. Can you see here? No, you can't. So there's a bolt here. You just zoom out. There's a bolt here. Bolt the other side. Unbolt that. Your coil will slide out. And all you got to do is make sure you thread your leads through with your coils. You can either take it out that way or pull it out at the top. So I'll get them unbolted, take the coils out. That's my coils from out of there. I pulled them out of the front where it was easier. What I found as well, my coils was the one on the left when you sat on the bike it was for my rear cylinder. The one on the right when you sat on my bike is for my front cylinder, just so I remember for future reference, as it don't really matter because they ain't going back there when I fit them anyway. So that's all my wires disconnected from the front. You'll probably be wondering is, why aren't I disconnected the switch from the right side? You start a switch and all that. That reason is, if you've seen previous videos when I was doing this, all my is on button and switches. I ran somewhere else on the bike, so I do not have a right hand switch. So mine are all there, all connected there, so I've left them on. I'll leave them on just so I know. So last thing to do is take the earth off the frame here, what goes to my wire loom. Then I can take the wiring loom off. So there we go, complete wire loom off. So I'll stick that somewhere. Next thing is, let's get the exhaust off. Then we can think about dropping this engine. Yes, the thing I'm doing now is just dropping the exhaust off. Doing the front first. I've undone the mat from the back. I've undone the right side bolt, just doing the left bolt now, nearly done. Come on. Give it a little bit of a wiggle. Try and make it. front one off. Time to do the back one. So I'll put that bolt back on there. You've probably seen when I'm done, sorry about that, done this one, the old bolt come off. Ain't fussed, it's come off, so that's a bonus. So I'll just put that bolt back on. Next thing to do is the rear cylinder exhaust. That's that one here. These are Allen key, one at the bottom here, one at the top. So I'll get them undone, take this exhaust off and I'll be back. So the exhaust is off. I've took my brake switch off from here. All I'm doing is disconnecting the rear brake. So I've took the pin out of here. So you just push the pin through, wiggle it out the other side, and that comes off there like that. Then you pull your boot back, wiggle that through there, and pull your cable out. Bit of a pain, but you get there. So that's the rear brake disconnected. All I'm going to do now is drop this bar off here. It's a 13mm here, I think it's a 15 the other side. Drop this bar off, drop the other bar off. I think I'm ready to drop the oil out of it. I think I'll drop the oil out of it, then it's ready for the engine to come out. I think the next and final thing I'm going to do today is I'm absolutely froze. Can't feel my fingers or my toes. I'm going to take this jockey stick off and the clutch cable. Then all what's left will be to drop the engine. Just undo the 3 mounts. You got the ones at the front, one at the top back here, and one at the bottom rear here as well, or both either side. Then the engine will be out. I'll put it on the bench. So yeah, I'll get this off and I'll be back. So there we go. That's all the wiring loom off. Everything's off, ready for engine to be dropped now. Like I say, I'm going to leave it there for today. I'm absolutely freezing, man. Toes are numb, my fingers are numb. And I've got to take this Matiz out, make sure it's all running alright, ready for its MOT. So, catch you next time. Stay safe.